Hello and welcome to my channel, my book besties. It is Dano and today I am opening out my reading vlog for Orilium. It is the spring equinox and it is week 1. Well, in 6 minutes it will officially start for me here in Australia. And I'm so excited. If you do not know what Orilium is, or the Spring Equinox Magical Readathon, it is a month-long readathon that is hosted by G from the Book Roast. It is much more than the month-long readathon. It is a full sort of immersive D&D style. You create your character, you attend classes, so you've got to read books for different subjects that you're studying, and it is so much fun and I am looking forward to it. I am studying Necromancy as well as Godseer. I thought it was a great idea at the time when I was picking these because it was a lot easier when I'm just reading things as I feel like it, but now that I have to actually read all these books in 1 month, it's going to be a challenge. I worked it out. I need to read 306 pages a day to read everything that I want to read in April. But I digress. If you haven't seen my TBR for the Magical Readathon, go check that out. I will link it down below. And let's get into it. Okay, so I couldn't decide what to start off with, because there's so many choices. I have 22 choices. I have created a spinner wheel for my TBR for this month, and I think what I'm going to do, unless I particularly want to read a certain book, I'm just going to use the spinner wheel all month to pick my next book. There are some on here that I don't have access to from the library yet, like they haven't come in yet. So if I do land on them, I'm just going to respin them. Otherwise, whatever I land on is what I'm going to read, which will be interesting because there's some that I probably want to read more towards the back end of the month because I have a feeling that I'm going to want to pick up the next one straight away. But anyway, alright, let's screen record this and see what we're going to start reading in 3 minutes. Time is. Alright, spin. Alright, here we go. And spin. Yay! The Baby Dragon Cafe. Okay, let me go get that. Okay, I got Baby Dragon Cafe by A.T. Qureshi. I'm so sorry. I have seen a lot of good reviews of this, plus it is not too long, so for a starting out book it's going to be hopefully pretty quick. So where is it? With the epilogue is 309 pages, so this is essentially what I have to read tomorrow, as in today anyway, so that's a good start. What I'm going to do is, because Realmathon hasn't actually finished in the States, there are still closing sprints for that. I am planning on jumping on them when the final sprints get announced of what time that's happening, and just reading this for that, like while that's on. I also have to do quite a lot of cardio tomorrow, so I plan on reading while doing my cardio, but this is what I'm going to get started with, and okay, it's a minute. Alright, ready? Oh, I'm so excited. And I should have turned it on to like the actual clock so I can get the full countdown. Alright, it's coming up. Almost. Do I have time to quickly get to the clock? 12 o'clock. And it is midnight. It is officially the start of the spring equinox, and I am going to get started with reading. I am so excited. Okay. Hello. As I mentioned, well, technically this morning, I have woken up for the Realmathon closing sprints, so I will be continuing on with the Baby Dragon Cafe for that. I only read 56 pages this morning, and I plan on using these sprints to, oops, there's my alarm, to keep going with it, but I didn't want to miss sort of wrapping up March, even though it is now April for us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't know what else to say. One thing I have thought of is I'm going to keep watching the sprints from Realmathon throughout April to help get me reading and sort of using those sprints to get going, because I don't believe the Magical Readathon does that many sprints. Like G does a couple, but she doesn't have anyone else hosting sprints either, so it just depends on what time they work out to be whether or not I can. I would love to do sprints. I don't know if I have a big enough audience yet to do it, but I think I might just cave and do sprints, and chance I have no one watch, but maybe I'll post it in like the Discord for Orilium, and if people want to jump on, they can jump on. I just have to work out sort of a time where it would suit me but possibly be okay for other people, and what day that will be on, because like we're the following day, so if I was to do like a Monday morning sprint, that would be a Sunday afternoon for most people. That could possibly work. Yeah, I'll have a think about it. I just find reading sprints are like, and having that accountability with you makes you sit down and read or get stuff done. Doesn't have to be reading. You can just use it as a productivity sprint. So we will see how I feel. Anyway, I am in my little reading corner, which I probably need to move you guys back a bit. But yeah, I'm snuggling up, getting ready to start sprinting. I need to get a lamp for this room because I don't want to turn my overheads on. They're so bright. So I've just got my hallway light on. That's why it's a little bit dark. But I definitely need a lamp or something in here. Anyway, hopefully it's not too long before daylight. I'm gonna start reading while I'm waiting the 20 minutes for this to start. Okay, hello. I am now 106 pages into the Baby Dragon Cafe. Yeah, on chapter 10, and I am loving it. It is such a fun, cozy read. I'm loving the characters. I'm loving the little baby dragon, and I just love how honest Aiden is. Like, surely there's gonna be something that like changes it, because that's just what happens in rom-com-y sort of books. But I just appreciate that he's honest with. Now, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Saphira? That's how I'm reading it in my head. Saphira. But yeah, I'm just loving the characters, and I'm absolutely, oh, what's his Sparky, just seems so cute. Okay, it is now, it's like 10 to 7, and I didn't realise how late it was. I'm still watching the closing sprints for Realmathon, and as far as I know, they're planning to go for a while. So I think I'll do one more sprint here, and then I do really need to go and do my morning cardio session. But I'll try to stay on the sprint while doing that and go and read while doing my cardio, and just so I don't miss anything, because I really want to like do the closing sprints as a full thing today. But then I was also thinking that I'm hoping to finish this book today, but I've got to go to my partner's later today, so I need to already have my next book with me, and depending on the length of it, I may need to pick the next two, just because I won't be back here where all my books are until late tomorrow. So I think what I will do is I'm going to spin my spinner wheel for the next two books, just so that I have them all ready to go and lined up. So while the chat is still talking, sorry if it's distracting, but let's get the April TBR spinner. I have taken off, oh, I thought I took it off. I mustn't have saved it when I deleted the baby dragon tattoo. Baby dragon cafe. Where is it? There. And delete. Okay, save that. Alright, let's, oh, I should screen record. Whoops. That one. Okay, let's spin it for my next book. Serpent and Dove. Oh, sweet. Okay. This is on my shelves over there, so I've got to go grab that. This is by Shelby Maharin. Sorry if that's not how it's pronounced. And I believe this was also on my 25 in 2025. So it's really good that I'm getting to it. I can't remember what the subject's for, but the prompt was the copy and paste. Might be spells and incantations, and the spell is copy and paste because you had to grab like one of the words from a current, like the last book you read, and have it in. So I'd read Serpent and Wings of Night, so I got Serpent and Dove. So that's that book. And then let's spin again for another one. Oh, yes. Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. Okay, I make no promises that I'm going to read them in that order. I think I might switch them and read Witchcraft for Wayward Girls next. But super excited. I cannot wait for both of those books. So they're going to be the next two books up, so I'll take them with me and see how I go with reading. And I'll check back in later. What did they just pick? Oh, they picked another 15-minute sprint. And they're adding it to the... I think it's going to be like a 75-minute sprint. I don't know if... Oh... Okay, I committed to doing this last sprint here, but I might have to get ready for the gym while the sprint is also on, because that's starting to get very late if it's going to be like 8:30. Yeah. Okay, well, I'll check back in later. Okay, another sprint has just started, but I wanted to do a check-in because I finished the Baby Dragon Cafe. I really enjoyed it. there wasn't a whole lot that like there was stuff that happened, but there wasn't the usual like something bad happens and then they break up or they fight or something. Like, it wasn't one of those, and I really appreciate that, because not every relationship is like that, and I just think Aiden is such a nice guy. I can't tell if that's blurry. I think it might just be because of my face. Okay. Sorry, distractions. But he's just a genuine nice guy that wants to look after her and does little things for her, and I'm not gonna lie, he reminds me of my partner, and it's like those qualities that I really love him for. And I was seeing that in this. Like, there's a scene where he makes a dish for her because that's a dish that her grandmother makes. And it's little things like that that I really appreciate from a partner and from a person. And yeah, I loved it. It's just a cozy read, a nice read. I'm hoping that these are going to be interconnected standalones. That is my hope for this series. I don't see how it could possibly keep going. Like, yeah, so the next one's the Baby Dragon Bookshop. Oh, and the bakery. They must be interconnected standalones then. Yeah, okay. I just read the next little bit. They will be interconnected standalones because I'm excited for that. When does the next one come out then? Is it this year? Haha, yes, it is this year. Well, I'm now looking forward to that book. And yeah, too many romance books have the, they are madly in love with each other, or, something happens and they get back together, and then a thing happens and then it breaks them up and they then have to come back together. Like, it's a tried and true plot method and structure, but it's nice having something different. So I really enjoyed that. Okay. My next dilemma is I now have to work tonight. Someone's called in sick, so I have to go to work, which is annoying because it means I can't do what I was planning on doing, which was just lazy around the house waiting for sprints all day. I need to head to the studio at some point. So I'm debating whether or not to use this current sprint to drive to the studio and then see if that is it for sprints for the day. I'm going to pick up Witchcraft for Wayward Girls next. I should actually look at what these books are for. Whatever it was, it had to do with witches. Like, it had to have witches in it. Let me see if I can find it. So this was for shape-shifting, so it had to have dragon in the title. So I believe shape-shifting is for my necromancy. And then this is for psionics and divination, which I'm pretty sure is for, yeah, it's for the Godseer. So, necromancy, Godseer. So, it is it's not even 12 o'clock in the day. I'm impressed that I've finished a whole book. So, I've technically finished my quota for the day, but I am going to get myself ahead because I'm going to keep this momentum going. I'm hoping to at least read, 200 pages of this today. That would put me about halfway. And then I have the next book also picked as well. So that's Serpent and Dove. I just need to double check if I have that as an ebook or not. I don't particularly want to be travelling around with my copy to the studio and stuff. I'm going to get myself ready to head to the studio. I need to finish off my coffee because I haven't finished that. And yeah, I will touch base later. 60% not this year, however, 35% are picking Ratomancy, which is great. I love to see it. Good morning. It is Thursday morning, so it is day 3. And I didn't actually get that much reading done yesterday. I woke up for the starting sprints, which started at like 4 AM my time, or 4:30 my time, and I did the first one, but I'm currently reading Witchcraft for Wayward Girls, and it's not what I was expecting so far. I'm hoping it's just the intro, but I'm struggling to get into it. I'm 94 pages in now, because I did read a couple more pages this morning, but I need something to happen. Like, everyone, well, a lot of people talk really highly about this book, so something must happen. It can't keep going like this, otherwise people wouldn't be praising it so much. But I am really enjoying the writing. I will say that, like, the writing isn't the issue, it's just there's not much happening. It's not really a time that I enjoy reading from. I think it's like, what is it, 1970. Yeah, so the, like, pregnant, being sent to a home sort of thing, I don't want to read it. So I'm persisting with it, but anyway. And then also last night I did start the Pumpkin Spice Cafe, because that's what I had access to on my phone, and I needed something to read while I was in bed. And yeah, I'm really enjoying that one though. Absolutely loving that. And we'll keep reading that for my Kindle read, but this is my physical read, so I want to get into it. I didn't read my quota of pages yesterday, so I worked out to read all the books that I need to read this month. It's about 310 pages a day that I need to read. We'll see if I can do that or not. And I started off strong on day 1 by reading that. That was mostly because I did the closing sprints to Romathon and got a whole chunk read. And I'm hoping that this morning I can sit down here for another hour and get a whole chunk read. I am thinking about putting on Romathon sprints again, because I didn't get to all of them, but a lot of, like, they're all still up on everyone's channels, so I'm going to keep playing them throughout this month to still read a lot. That's my plan. So I'm going to chuck on a Romathon sprint and get some reading done. Hey, so just checking in. It is Sunday and I have just finished at the gym, so just before I head home I thought I'd do a last little check-in for the week. I didn't really do much over the weekend because by the time I yesterday went to work and then I had to race home because we were then going out to darts and then the football, so I didn't get any reading done. But I am almost finished with Witchcraft for Wayward Girls. I will finish that tonight. I'm not going to sleep until I finish it because I've only got like 70 pages left. I love the writing. I don't know if I love the story. Like, I think it's not the story for me. Which is a shame, because I think in another setting, in another time period, I probably would have loved it. I'm not vibing with the whole home and everything. Home and like the pregnancies, like it doesn't work for me as a story. And that's okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around that fact that that's okay. Not every story is going to be for every person. But I do love the writing, so I definitely will try Grady Hendrix again and just see if it was just the actual storyline, the plot, that I wasn't a fan of. So that's that book. I have also been reading The Pumpkin Spice Cafe, but I didn't realise that my loan was actually up on my digital copy. So it got returned automatically. And because I was reading it off my phone, like, most of the time, I didn't have it on my Kindle. So I couldn't just turn off airplane mode and not have it disappear. So until I get another copy of that, I have to pause reading that, which is so frustrating. I am also listening to The Kingdom of the Cursed. I'm about 30% of the way through that by Kerry Mascalco. Really enjoying that, but again, I prefer reading books, so I do have the physical book with me, so I might just pick up some of that. But then I still need an audiobook to listen to because I do so much driving, and that's a way that I can get up my reading and finish everything. But then I'm scared that if I do that, well, then I'm not really consuming the books. I tune out a lot when I'm listening to things, and that's why I listen to so much like YouTube and everything, because I can just tune out with them. So I don't know if I really should do that, because as much as I want to get through all these books, I don't want to get through them and not know them, not remember them, not, like, you know, have actually comprehended the story. So that's my dilemma with that. And then lastly, because I realised the Pumpkin Spice Cafe had gone, I started reading Serpent and Dove today because that was on my phone. It's just what I had quick and easy access to. So I've only just started that, like 7 pages in, if that. Yeah, I have way too many books on the go at the moment. I'm not comfortable with it. And neither, like, the Pumpkin Spice Cafe was the one that I was actually loving reading, like, fully loved the storyline, loved everything about it, whereas the others, I'm just not into it enough yet, or it's not my preferred reading way, or loving the writing, just not liking the story. But anyway, I'm going to finish Witchcraft for Wayward Girls tonight, and then I'll probably start Kingdom of the Cursed as a physical copy as well, and just try and cut down the amount of books that I've got going. Yeah. Okay. I need to go get some food. I am so hungry right now. It's an issue. Anyway, speak to you in the next vlog. Yeah, actually, I think I'm just going to wrap this one up here because I'm not going to check back in later tonight. I don't think. So, I will leave it here. I'll try and check in a little bit more next week. And I will see you all next time. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you wanna. And yeah. Alright. Bye.